Hello folks, and welcome back to Let's Play Stasis Bone Totem. And when last we left off, we were playing as Mac, running around like a headless chicken, trying to figure out what the heck it is I needed to do. Managed to find out that Charlie could traverse more of the area that I believed that she was stuck in than I thought, and we were able to progress a little bit. I need to get stuck again. So I was like, right, okay, I've got to a point where it's probably a good time to end the episode. I'll leave off with Mac after adding those two things to the chemical sampler thing. And now I figured I'd run around and figure out what to do, saving it beforehand, so then when I did figure it out, I could reload and then show you. It turns out I have the smoothest brain on the planet, because when I open up this, there is a slot here. And what do I have? A key card. I feel like an absolute twat. The times I've opened it up and wondered, what can I put in there, when I had the key card the whole time? Anyway, now that we can move forward with Moses, let's take a look-see.
You are in artifact storage.
Are we now? Okay. Pools of stagnant water flood the workspace, glittering under bright fluorescent lights, sustained by the occasional drip excreted from a damp, warped ceiling. A collection of archaeological chemicals and equipment stand over treated samples of rocks and material scraps, and a warped sheet of corrugated iron tinted with rust and bearing the symbols something C-55. Arrayed before the artifact, the row of monitoring equipment appears to have been testing for radiometric dating and material consistency. Okay, so we have a very sus-looking vent over here. Let's check this out.
Oh no, Charlie Mac. Scary things.
I see it, baby. It's okay.
That's the creature that came out of the brain vat tumor. Its cries.
I do not like this.
He needs a way around it.
There is no alternate route, I'm afraid.
Then he has to move it.
Move it.
Oh my god, that thing sounds horrific. So that's what's been screaming. I bet we can get another death here, guys. What do you think? Let's just try and push forward. I feel bad, Moses. I'm sorry. Yeah, Moses is dead as fuck. Bless his heart. We had to try that. Oh, death number 4. Damn. Right. Hydrophone. Oh, okay. So I wonder if we need to get a recording on this thing.
I do not like these sounds. They are wrong.
The cries. I remember them from my fugue. Somehow.
Now we have them.
I don't want them.
That sounds awful. Like, chilling. We've got a PDA. We'll check the terminal first. It's mostly used for storing images and sending messages. Let's check images first, as we want to do. That dude is Daff. Oh, now his hat's been removed, or it's somebody else. Wow. Wow. Is that where we are? Research. That looks like some kind of Russian, maybe? I can never remember the name of the Russian written language. I think it's Cyrillic. I could be wrong. No entries found, but we do have a lot of trash. Some kind of brain thing? Or is that the tree that was being talked about? Good lord.
Pieces and parts. This would be a fun puzzle.
An apt analogy, my friend. A puzzle solved too late.
Mac, are you seeing this? Look at the artifacts. The stone, it's like the one we saw before, but the symbol.
It's Soviet Russian. What the hell?
Hope loved puzzles.
Okay, so we've got Soviet Russia. The soiled red banner is coated in grime and reeks of damp decay. Portions of the fibre have been cut away, leaving pockmarks in the material, but the red star badge insignia stitched in gold thread still stands proud, and a metallic plate riddled with corrosion torn from some structure of a vessel. The paint on the embossed emblem has chipped and faded with age, but the words Red Fleet are legible. Let's take a look here. Okay, so is this some kind of ancient Russian thing? No, because the Spanish galleon is observation control. A specimen observation enclosure can be secured by a robust metal door, but for a spatter of dark stains and the stinging odour of aged detergent, it appears unused. Oh, we've got an organic sampler. Oh, that means I can get a sample from the dudes.
Empty.
An observation pod, my friend. With nothing to observe.
Like this, something could get out.
Or in.
Ooh. Okay. We leave the door open. I see what's going on here. Let's examine the PDA. Liza Simpson, anthropologist. Reggie used to spend his days at my feet, and now he sits on my desk in a well-deserved position of prominence. He will always be my most cherished possession. After all, the loyal pup was awarded to me by Cayne himself upon his glorious rebirth. The anthropological laboratory is well stocked, as my choker position demands. The specimens are most well preserved. My assistant is an adequate aid and welcome company despite some squeamishness on his part. I've begun analysing the samples, starting with the 3 sets of human remains discovered in the ocean floor during construction of the thermal reactor. Low temperatures aided in their preservation. Initial dating puts them in the late 20th century, with clothing suggesting Soviet military personnel circa 1980s. The cause of death has not been established conclusively, but there are signs of malnutrition and starvation. I'll perform a dissection to study their diet after this recording. Then I will begin an initial pass on the anthropological specimens supplied by Dr. Moon. There is a definite incongruence with the specimens perceived by Baron, which appear to be much older. Now, I do remember seeing images on another computer ages ago of a submarine. So was that a Soviet sub that was discovered down here? And that was the crew that we just saw? Interesting. I've looked into the signal that drew Cayne Corporation to this place. The instructions set as naval, using defunct Soviet encryption on a ULF 12 seconds repeating. How could this signal emanate from the bottom of the Pacific 150 years after the fall of the Soviet Union? Irrelevant to my research, but fascinating. The message requests the evacuation of 32 crew in good health. Judging by the 3 fellows I've been studying, help never came. In other news, my relationship with the new assistant is deteriorating. He recalled and discussed when he saw Reggie, horrified that I'd put the dog on display. It's bizarre that a man who works with human remains is bothered by a beautiful work of animal taxidermy. Nevertheless, I've noted to discuss the matter with management and church officials. I've been asked to break bread with Salaya on Cayne Day. Reggie, this calls for a real celebration. We retrieved patient 818386. Although the infection had rendered him unconscious by the time we found him, we've placed him in a hyperbaric chamber for further study. He claims to have no memory of his infection vector. The medics don't know if this condition is contagious, so they are taking all possible precautions. Initial scans show his brain is in a state of constant activity that looks like dreaming. We're going to jury-rig some devices to record his thoughts. What worries us most is that the infection is dissolving his biomatter. Hair, skin and muscle are falling to the floor. Several of his organs are failing. Further expeditions into the well have been halted until we know more. 818386's affliction is morbidly fascinating. I've spent nights watching his body's slow deterioration through the glass portals. I even catch myself speaking to him when we're alone, airing my frustrations as if he were my therapist. I didn't expect to find therapeutic sanctuary in the disintegrating miracle that is my grouchy former assistant, but here we are. Cayne delivers when all seems lost. Over the past year, most of his body mass is sloughed off, but his brain and nervous system remain intact. They appear to be functioning normally. Although they are sending and receiving ghost signals, he seems blissfully unaware of his predicament. Thanks to this horrific miracle of biology, we have resumed efforts to record his thoughts. If we can make sense of the data, we may gain some insight into his affliction. The first recording should be ready within the hour. Salaya, I know you wanted to be kept personally abreast of any new developments with our patient. The first recordings of 818386 are possibly more astounding than his physical condition. He's remained fully cognizant. At the same time, he appears to be experiencing some confusion surrounding his memories, which he already mentioned when he was first quarantined. We've requested that a relevant specialist be sent here to help us. Until then, we'll keep monitoring and recording. I continue to visit him whenever I can. Somehow, even when I was talking to my dog, I didn't realise how desperate I was for companionship. The shock of his condition, life pared down to a fragile network of signals, has forced me to admit how far away from everything I feel. Trapped in this claustrophobic complex at the bottom of the ocean, working toward what exactly? Dr. Hairfest has concluded that 818386's visions are real memories, but they are bleeding into him from an external source. He is inheriting the memories from something. The notion is unsettling, but we can't deny that 818386's memories frequently corroborate new findings to which he is not privy. Does he understand that these memories are not his own, or is he beginning to think they're his real memories? Is he trapped in those moments? Dr. Hairfest has identified the cause of 818386's condition. Foreign microbes resembling a fungal growth in his brain. Dr. Moon codified the microbe as a more complex strain of PS139. As I'm sure you know, a proto-form of PS139 is what drew Cayne here in the first place, and why the original Alpha base was built. Meanwhile, we are investigating ways to establish a continuous feed of his thoughts, as he can talk to us directly. Is it strange that I've come to see him as a friend despite his condition? I think about what it would be like to experience other people's memories as my own. What happens to your sense of self when you feel like you've lived 100 lives? The doctor is waxing poetic about an arrowhead that is the source of the infection. I am surrounded by idiots. I miss peaceful strolls to commune with Father and watch the light show. At least he understands. Liza, you are too close to the... from Solaya. Liza, you are too close to the subject. This project has exceeded your scope of expertise. I've put in a formal request with corporate for your transfer off the mule. Reggie, what am I to do? Well, you're getting off that boat. That's what you're going to do. Right. Now let us see if we can put these recordings to test. Now that I have them with the microphone. Why does the monster get to sing into it but not me? Aww.
It did not stay long.
Perhaps it needs more motivation.
More motivation. Huh. Needs a reason to get up in here, doesn't it? Maybe we finally have a use for this bloody thing? Apparently not. Okay. I'm not going to leave Moses in there with that thing. But we can send this to Mac now. Now that we've got the organic sampler. Things are coming along quite nicely. It's funny, all it takes is just that one thing to start getting things progressing slightly, you know?
Adding sample genetics to database. Liquid nitrogen decontamination in progress. Clean room sterilization system active. Liquid nitrogen decontamination in progress.
Maybe I have to wait here? Or maybe I have to leave? Okay, what am I doing wrong? Oh, maybe I have to leave. Nope.
Clean room sterilization system active.
Decontamination protocols usually flood a room with liquid nitrogen. If I could trigger it and seize up the system, hell, I could pretty much shatter anything in here.
Oh.
Liquid nitrogen decontamination in progress.
Okay, so I need to stick something in there to... Ah, there we go.
Warning. Liquid nitrogen overload.
Clear the room and the door.
The floor will be slick, Mac. Be careful with your footing.
What?
Cayne's rain.
Are those bodies? It's a creature made of bodies?
I do not like this.
This place. It's just a descent into madness.
You are beginning to understand.
What the fuck? The pillar of floral cartilage enthroned atop a pedestal stands draped in a crown of mist. A malodor of dirt and fecal matter rolls off from it as gangrenous bile seeps from its dew-drenched form. The cabbage patch of nightmarish and distended bulbs. Oh my god. The cabbage patch of nightmarish and distended bulbs warble and shudder as they grow from a carpet of creeping flesh. More like orifices ringed with toothed protrusions stand agape, as if primed to slam shut on any wandering appendage. The microscope and organic sampler sit against a bank of monitoring equipment that continues to stick and scratch. Access the terminal. Jesus. Oh, that is disturbing. Okay. Oh. Okay, so blue 1-2- green is U1. Spam chocolized. People, do you want the truth about the transcendence chip? The church says the device will let you live on in the Nexus, but that's not true. Don't be fooled by their lies. Protect yourself and your body from Cayne's deceit. Yellow leaf always, yellow leaf forever. Okay. Not sure what that's trying to tell me. This specimen container was intended to hold a variety of plants for study. This one is empty, but a spattering of dried stains reveals it's held its share of verdant samples. This cluster of nightmarish thorn sprouts push their way out from behind the specimen container, their engorged mass subtly throbbing. A sample from, or similar to, whatever monstrous mutant has taken root at the centre of the lab. The bright lights reveal a rubbery complexion, the colour of spoiled milk, while red markings decorate the interior. And below the cloud of mist lie dozens of knock-kneed spongy forms, half-digested corpses, their jellied meat dissolved and congealed into a carpet of steaming biomass porridge. A rich aroma of decaying fruit wafts upwards, pushing your stomach to the verge of revolt. Oh god, my guts would have gone. This preparation and observation room probably provides a welcome relief from the moist heat permeating its adjacent lab. A door that exists to the rear of the Omega Lab and to the pod is tantalizingly close. Peeled formations creep across the floor reminiscent of centipede-like plants. The remains of an excoriated chest are cradled by a mob of restless finger-like protrusions that block the doorway.
What is it?
Looks like spores coming off this thing.
Highly volatile, I'm afraid. You should stay clear. Or find a way to purge the air.
I'd purge this whole fucking place if I could.
Language,
Amen to
Mac.
that. You know what? Let's find out. Death number... That was a hell of a way to go. But at least now I've uncovered how to commit deaths. Ooh, 6! Okay, this much... Interesting. That's now a picture of that taken. The heavy door is terminally shut, broken or barricaded from the other side. I need to find a way to purge the air first.
This is beyond horrible.
I'm afraid there are worse sights to come.
Now I'm a little... Is there anything I could grab in here after the chattering? Oh! Removed valve. The wrench is gone. Collecting broken off valves is not helping me because we're in a crumbling tin can at the bottom of the ocean. But who could it help? Nothing else there then. The creature, I can't get the creature to stay in the thing for too long because I need some reason for it to stay. Now, I also need to find a way of dropping a ship on top of a giant maggot. Not that that's going to be any easier. Ah, itchy eye. Huh. So that's images. Is there anything else? Oh wait, what's that over there? Aha! What is this? The bulkhead door has been left ajar by someone or something unashamed by the death left discarded in the connecting room. Hot dog. The Spartan shower construction bears the signature crude simplicity of prefabricated facilities.
More bodies here. In bags. Stacked this time.
For disposal. Cayne security forces.
We don't know that.
Yes, we do.
What do you know, Charlie? You're starting to make me suspicious. Nearly a dozen body bags have been lined along the shower duckboards, showing a level of care that contrasts sharply with the more chaotic and indulgent scenes of violence so far encountered. And why does the flies sound so prominent around here? The shower room is silent but for the hum of fans and the occasional drip from a leaking shower. The body bags thankfully limit the fetor of death to the rusty tang of dried blood. And the toilet bowl has been fouled by dark cloudy fluids, the acrid stench and lumpy consistency suggesting the remains of a voided stomach. A pair of brutalist prefab sinks, the metal stained and discoloured by use, and a malfunctioning screen depicts an idyllic view intended to inhabit sensations of crushing claustrophobia. The choice of the locale, peaceful shores of dry sand, feels impossibly far away. Bet you guys wish you never got off the bloody boat. I know I would. The storage tubes inject the sleeper into a sealed pod, allowing for claustrophobic isolation from the clamour of work and machinery. A screen nearby displays the biometrics of pods in use. Life support system failed. Oh. Oh. Oh, damn. I've got to take a picture of that. Yeah, boy! We finally found the answer to Moses' puzzle. Right. Now we can... Sealed entrance. The door is sealed from the other side. A glance through the visor reveals a similar room, cloaked in darkness. Okay, so... we need to switch to Moses. We're making progress, baby. Right, let's see here. So I need to turn those two on. Those two on, that one off, that one on.
Alert. Atmosphere flush complete.
No oxygen. Fine for Moses. Ah, we have access to new locales. What about down here? A curtain of smoke rises slowly from the extinguished blaze. A dead pyre's ghostly departure. Alright, Moses can actually do something now. This state-of-the-art imager is used to construct holographic impressions of patients. However, it is prohibited in most facilities due to the immense amount of magnetic energy it delivers, which has been known to bend and yank entire bulkheads from their housing. An operating table lies under surgical lamps, barren but for the smears of ash spattered over its Spartan surface. And the storage boxes appear dilapidated, though more recent damage hints at containers that have been pried open and pilfered. And the privacy curtain is coated in cinders, bearing a beard of prickly cremation dust. And this canister has been torn open by shrapnel. Its contents exploded outward and over the room, draping it in sheets of finely powdered chemicals. We have a PDA. Look at this first. Oh. Interesting. Okay. Oh, hold up. Hold up. There we go. Follow that symbol. Magnetic resonance device. It makes my fur stand up. We've got something we can use to open that door now, though, apparently. Burnt bodies. Empty breast pump. What the shit? It has a really weird straw. Melted rapid expanding foam canister. Charlie has a smaller one of these under her bed. That's it for this room except the PDA. Oh, Salaya Priestess. Oh, damn. Salaya is actually a chick. Okay. Here we go again. After the initial shock, it's a wild ride of laughter, tears, and cravings. I'm a lousy parent. Why does Cayne keep blessing me with children? A thought occurred to me as the Cayne Day celebrations came to a close. Patient 818386's fog of memories is like an amniotic fluid. He will be reborn and transformed by new knowledge, not unlike our glorious Father Cayne. As I pondered this, a minor quake shook the mule. No one was hurt. Could this mean that he is a crucial step towards true ascension beyond the Nexus? I don't want to presume too much, but the area isn't prone to tectonic activity, and no one can explain what caused the quake. I had a juka shake an hour ago, and now I'm literally crying from the pain. I never suffered from acidic reflux before this pregnancy, and now I'm wondering what other surprises may be in store. If this is a gift, then why does it feel like my body is rebelling? Exalted Father on high, I received some interesting information from one of the staff, Dr. Liza Simpson, who approached me to discuss 818386 is afflicted with an unknown ailment. For brevity, I have included a report written up by Dr. Hairfist, who was brought in to study the patient. In summary, it posits that 818386 has somehow inherited the memories. Dr. Simpson claims to have confirmed these reports personally. If there is even a shred of truth in all this, developing the means to transpose memories could have tremendous implications for the Church. It could pave the path to extending the lives of our venerable members and representatives, and revolutionize how we teach and raise those within the Cayne family. I recommend that this research be prioritized, but we will proceed as you deem fit. Today at lunch, Yvette asked me if I was planning a baby moon. I pretended to be above such indulgences, but really I would love some time away to get comfortable with the reality of this child. Prepared by Dr. Hairfest. and Clara Daniels. Closer inspection of the microbial infection growing in patient 818386's brain revealed a wedge-shaped object implanted between C1 and C2. The thing is crudely manufactured, but the initial infection has spread from its piercing tip. I have liaised with Baron, and we are at loggerheads over how to proceed with this heretical matter. Our debates are made more challenging by my uncle's obvious glee at my condition. He always seems happier than I am about my fruitfulness, worthy of a priestess of Cayne, and he uses praise to avoid responding to my arguments. What am I to him? Really, what am I to Cayne? Compounding my heterodox nightmare, the archaeology department reported that the coverstone that had been placed over the recovered human remains was carved at least 2,000 years before their death. The timeline of human achievement canonized by the Church does not permit for such an aberration. Were it not for the potential significance of PS-139, I would have shut down this entire operation a long time ago. Liza is now a participant in the dream along with 818386. She's been screaming for 7 days straight. I'm not sure if they are screams of ecstasy or pain, but I can't help envying the intensity of her experience. I can feel the iron hold of my incarcerator tighten as I struggle to free myself from its gestating grip. I wish to visit the Mother's Shrine on my next shore leave, but first I must repent for these thoughts. Corbin, I've received multiple reports of staff suffering from hallucinations similar to what we've observed in 818386. We are not prepared for an outbreak. I recommend that high-security containment and quarantine procedures be enacted immediately, at least until we have a better understanding of the microbe. You are instructed to bypass Baron and have the team organized by Choker directly. And despite the quarantine, an aerosolized form of PS-139 has spread throughout the facility. Is this the work of Yellowleaf? We've locked down this mule quadrant as best we can. Dr. Moon managed to get the air filtration working. Then she said her oculars were glitching and she needed a special tool from her office. I haven't seen her since. It's harder to imagine this as a divine gift when the corridors are filled with screams. I've started seeing things, slivers of others' memories, flashes of violence. I've seen what the infection is doing to some of my colleagues, and I dread succumbing to it. Security is attempting to control the situation, but failing. I alerted corporate earlier today, and they assured me they'd send help. I can only pray to Father and Mother that they get here soon. Cayne be with us. By the Mother, the security teams are killing everyone. The order must have come from Baron. Damn you, Corbin. By the grace of Cayne, I've managed to hide, but I hear gunshots echoing through the halls. The glory to the Mother who protected and guided us as we took to the stars. Reverence to the Mother from whose womb His Holiness was reborn. Supplication to the Mother whose flesh sustains us and keeps us pure of soul. Exhortation to the Newman who will guide us to paradise. Frickin' religious nutjob, but you know, you gotta love it. And the fact that she was a priestess constantly getting pregnant as well and hated kids, it's I find that amusing. Anyway, folks, that's where we're going to leave it for now. We got a few new tools that we can probably put to use somehow. But until then, when we return, we shall continue with our explorations with Moses, and perhaps maybe we can use this magnetic resonance device to open the door that leads to the mysterious voice. Until then, folks, take it easy, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye-bye.